So, no matter how much you wanted a connection, it was toxic. The reality was, it was a karmic relationship, and it threw you off guard because it's not what you expected. You had to come to terms that it was over. This was not a situation that could be saved because there was external factors happening behind your back that you didn't know about, that you couldn't control, that would not ever allow you to have that beautiful connection, that loving bond that you craved. And they were not ever going to truly come clean and tell you the truth about the situation. So you would always be left with so many answers. So many questions and no answers. Definitely answers in the reverse. So a lot of questions. When all you wanted was to grow together, share a journey, have a soul bond, that beautiful bond that you felt in the beginning with them, but reality is setting in. And there was too many distractions in their life for them to give you the type of soul bond, the type of connection that you truly craved. They kept you waiting. They were always busy. And now you understood what their travels entailed when they had to leave you, sometimes weeks and months on end. While you thought it was business, yeah, it was business. There were other legal matters, but that had nothing to do with business, but an old connection that had unfinished business. And now that you have decided to finally stand your ground and walk away, now this person has egg on their face because they are not realizing that they could have handled the situation in a completely different way, and a way that was not childish, where they did not leave you feeling alone, abandoned, insecure, again with so many questions and no answers. Maybe if they would have opened up to you and explained to you the situation at hand and what they had going on, you could have still been there to grow with them. But unfortunately, the secrets, they built up and they built up, and the confusion, to the point where you got sick and tired. You made the decision to move on. You were tired of the repetitive cycles. You were not going to do it anymore. You didn't want a reunion. You didn't want to reconnect to someone who could never just be completely honest with you. There was no honesty. There was never any conflict resolution. There was no making amends. There would be no positive outcome in a situation with a person who was so good at keeping secrets. They were like a vault that you knew that the love would not last. So there was nothing to hold on to. You had to walk away and get sick and tired and finally let go and set up boundaries. There was no pop-ups to be had. There was no violation of boundaries, no communication anymore. There was nothing left to say. You were okay with them walking away, dealing with their own turmoil and their broken mirrors. Those were not your battles to fight. So now this person has guilt, anxiety, and shame, and feels a level of remorse, something that you didn't even know that they could feel, because it seems so easy to hide all these things from you during your connection. It seems so simple for them to be toxic in love. There was so much dysfunction and, again, so many questions, but not any answers. They avoided dealing with at all cost. So you had a decision to make, collective. You decided you were tired of the mind games. You were tired of the gaslighting. You were tired of being tested in your loyalty, because it wasn't a test of your loyalty. It was a test of how long you were going to allow them to manipulate you. Because they were never emotionally available to you. But they found out enough information in the beginning of the connection to know how to love bomb you, to gaslight you, to get you to fall in line, to be their soft cushion while they were falling hard on the other side, dealing with a broken relationship and legal issues. You were their safe place, but they were never one for you. So there was no loyalty. You found out in the long run, it was all a game. And you were done playing it. So now you have a traveler on their way to you to protect you, to give to you in a way that you deserve, because you chose to walk away from the manipulation. You gave yourself love. You decided you were worth more. And so now you are going to be blessed with someone who sees you for exactly who you are, the Empress, with a beautiful heart, a beautiful soul, that is tired of toxic love, that is willing to stand 10 toes down and be alone rather than allow people who do not deserve them into their life again. You stepped into your divine feminine or divine masculine role because you are now understanding your worth. So now here comes the person that you do deserve, collective, because you chose you. I hope you guys enjoyed my 1111 romance and love messages. Stand strong. Your heart always knows what it deserves, collective. Until next time, you guys. Bye.